Hello and welcome. I'm Zilla. Welcome to my Twitch channel. And this is my ancient gaming stream where I play games with ancient studies content and talk about it. Today is part 5 of my playthrough of I Am Dead, a cute little game about finding out the history of folks on Shelmerston Island, a little island in the North Atlantic of an alternate world, but not very far away from ours. We play as Morris, the recently deceased curator of the Shelmerston Historical Museum, and local archaeologist, as we found out last time. And we are going around looking for a slightly less recently deceased ghost to take over being guardian of the island, which is a not quite so dormant volcano, as it turns out, being held in dormancy by a protector spirit who communes with the island itself. We are led around by our little pup Sparky, who is our psychopomp to the realm of the dead, and we've learned that ghosts who come to peace pass on into the west in the manner of Tolkien in some fashion. If you'd like to see the rest of my playthrough or my other Archeo Gaming streams of different games before this, you can always check them out on my YouTube channel, Zilla's Athenaeum, where I also upload a bunch of other different content, including video essays and monthly projects. You can check out all of my socials down below. And otherwise, let's get started, shall we? Now, we are investigating the docks here. Our fifth and last potential new guardian. I suspect that Morris will become the guardian. We're looking for a person named Samphire. Now, last week I wasn't sure whether Samphire was related to Sapphire, and one of my lovely commenters on YouTube informed me that no, indeed, Samphire is actually the name of a type of marine plant, an edible marine plant, in fact. Grows all over the UK, different forms of it, and it is actually, I went and looked at the etymology of both. Sapphire actually comes from, well, probably, we think, is a borrowing from potentially a Semitic word or possibly even further east. Probably something in the realm of Zephyr. And really was just used in ancient Greek to mean a dark gem of any color. The Greeks, you'll often hear this kind of misrepresentation that the Greeks were interested in, that they had different words for colors, they didn't have a word for blue or something like that. Like, that's what I see all the time. That's not really correct. They just think about color differently. We are very interested in hue. Blue versus green versus red. But the Greeks, when they're talking poetically especially, tend to refer to saturation and brightness. So they'll say the wine dark sea, not because they think that it's wine colored in our sense, but because the sea is dark like unwatered wine. They'll say the bronze sky, not because, you know, they're imagining the sky as this sort of like shiny brown, but because it shines like bronze. So when they say sapphire in Greek, what they mean is something that is very strongly saturated with color, and often they'll use that to refer to specifically rubies. How that came to be our sapphire, which is specifically blue in most usages. There are, in fact, sapphire stones that are many different colors and many different saturations, including clear. Many of our phone screens actually now are made of sapphire. But anyway, point being, Samphire is actually completely different. It's a sort of elision of herbe de Saint-Pierre, or St. Peter's herb. St. Peter's wort. So Samphire As predicted last time by our lovely commenter, I'm so sorry I do not remember your name right now. I believe it was Marina something, so very appropriate for this setting. Very likely to be one of our fish people, which I'm very excited to see. So what do we have here? We have this end of the dock. We have a little biplane. Got some folks standing around on the dock. Some boats. Oh, somebody with memory over there. Another person with a memory there. Oh, some kids and a doggo on a boat. That looks cute. Aha! Here is the dock proper. We've got some protesters. They seem to be very worried about the volcano, which is less than dormant at the moment. And we've got some visitors, particularly bird folks. We do see a lot of bird folk visitors to this island. The end of the docks. The Queen of the Isles, Shelmerston, a tourist boat. So that's sort of our range. And then out there is a little rig. Placing those concrete barriers. And of course at the end of the dock we do have what we learned earlier in this game were little prison outpost type of things. It's very disturbing. Okay, so let's see. Let's see what it says. Darren Tuppen, poor Darren, he's completely correct about the impending danger, but if it somehow works out, he'll be forever known as that guy who totally overreacted and thought the volcano was about to erupt when it was just smoking a bit. True facts, man. True facts. Wake up or be consumed by fire. Man. Hashtag relatable. Wilma doesn't sound like the sound of the volcano. It's not supposed to be making those noises, and he is getting on the ferry as soon as it comes. Sally Mapes isn't that concerned about the volcano, but she's going to stay with her sister on the mainland just in case. Sally, the widow of, oh, I've forgotten his name. Oh, one of our lovely ghost friends. He's waiting around for her. And then, of course, we have the Teapukitan tourists. He's going to spend most of the ferry crossing deleting photos from his camera. That's pretty funny. And it seems this fellow, we can't really zoom in on him, but it seems he is taking names. C-Def Concrete Armor Unit Barge, a floating concrete armor unit factory. I kind of want to see out here. Oh, it's got folks on it. Oh, including a sea person, a fish person, Coral, a diver who can work without cumbersome equipment. Coral is an invaluable member of C-Def Concreter crew. After morning on the seabed, ensuring the concrete armor units are properly seated. These are to prevent erosion of the dock. They're now enjoying a well-earned lunch, and they remember Samphire. Oh, and they're eating toast! We did learn that the fish people love toast.
It was the sixth summer after I spawned that I went to my first Aggie's Day ceremony. You know, Aggie, the dry-sider who saved the world from cracking in two. We don't go on land until we're 6 years old. It's all swimming, wafting around. Standing up is hard at first, the weight distribution. Anyway, I went up dry side for the ceremony, and that was where I first met Sam.
So we haven't learned a ton about fish folk other than that they came ashore primarily because of toast. They really like toast. So they remember Aggie, who is the spirit who is has been keeping the island stable since the Bronze Age. So Aggie, the dry-sider who saved the world from cracking in two. So the fish people know about the island spirit in a way that the humans don't. I wonder if Mora's ever spent time talking with them to learn the history of the island. I kind of doubt he did. He does remember Sam though, Samphire. So they don't go ashore until 6. They do look adult-sized here, but it's kind of hard to tell.
It was so loud and hot out there. All that shell blowing. I was bored, and my body felt dry and heavy. I was too young, really. There were souvenir stalls selling bracelets with little stones of polished lava. I wanted one so bad, I would not shut up about it.
Okay, so clearly kid-sized here. And looks like the fish people have developed land instruments, blowing shells and drumming drums. But they're very particularly fish themed, scales and shells and everything. And little obsidian stones, which kind of makes sense if they're there to celebrate the prevention of a volcanic eruption.
Sam saw I was fed up. They took me up the beach, away to the dunes, and Sam gave me a little polished stone of my own to play with. Had a heart of gold, they did. It wasn't until years later that I found out it was a tiny replica of the one Aggie died on.
Oh, maybe Aggie was sacrificed to become the Guardian. Oh, that would be really cool. I really want to see the Bronze Age site. Ah! They told us last time, I think, at the campsite that that Morris had been digging in the Bronze Age ruins around here, and I really, really wish that I got to see those. I don't know if we will. Probably not. But this suggests that maybe there's an obsidian altar stone up there, and that the ancient humans knew about the guardian spirit keeping the volcano dormant, and that Aggie chose, or was chosen, to become the guardian, which is really cool. That's fascinating. I'm also interested that the pronouns for Sam appear to be they. I wonder if fish people have gender. They might not. Or if fish people change gender over their timelines like certain fish do. Or if it varies.
We became good friends. Sam helped a lot. They were always on my side. My pod, we were quite traditional, didn't like us working with the dry-siders, but Sam talked me into going for the job as a diver on the new harbor. If it wasn't for them, I don't think I'd have tried.
Well, that's an interesting thing about dry-sider fish people relations, right? Traditional pods don't interact with the dry-siders, or at least not that much. So that's interesting. I don't know. And they call it a pod.
That was my lucky charm. I took it with me when I went for the interview, and I took it down with me when I went on my first dive. I had a pocket made specially in my tool belt.
Aww. That's pretty cute. And look, a little flounder. Friend fish. It's very particular about exactly where you hold it.
Sam took me under their fin, invited me out to the camel, and let me stay with them and Blythe on the ferry if it was a late one. And there were plenty of late ones. Karaoke nights are still my favorites. Every time I feel that lucky stone in my pocket, I think of Sam.
Oh, that's cute. Okay, so the camel, harkening back to what we learned about the island, we know that the camel is kind of the favored name around the island for random things. They associate it with the laird of the island, who actually did buy one for his daughter, and there is a camel somewhere on the island. And it looks like both bird and fish people were here at the karaoke bar. It looks like fish people really love music, which I think is pretty cool. Music must be totally different under the water because sound travels differently through different densities of media. So that is just fascinating. I bet that's a lot of fun. Okay, so we're gonna need to look around here.
All the fishfolk coming up on the beach for Aggie's Day when
For
I
an
was a
obscene
lad. Seems less of a big
Oh.
deal these days. I guess they still celebrate it, but, well, it's a lot more sedate. Back then, oh, it was a huge event.
So the humans do know about Aggie's Day. I wonder what they know about it. Morris seemed surprised to learn that Aggie was the one who was holding the spirit, who's the guardian of the island. So I wonder how much he actually knows about that. Okay, so somewhere in this stuff is going to be our friendly little obsidian stone. Oh, no. I don't need to do that again. Maybe it's gonna be in here. Certainly plenty of office. Some kind of guy up there. Got a good view into this floor. I just want to know what's in the vending machine, but it doesn't look like we're gonna get a good look. Bep. But I wouldn't be surprised if it were in somebody's locker. Those don't look like fish people things. Change of clothes and a bottle of alcohol. I guess it could be a bottle of something else. What's that? Makeshift pen pot out of somebody's clogs? It's a keyboard? Why is somebody keeping a keyboard in a locker? A mug with a mouse in it? I don't think that mouse is gonna work anymore considering the amount of sludge in there. There's a padlock. Why is there a padlock? That's funny. Wonder if there's tea in the tea flask. There is. I don't know why. I just felt like looking. This is Donald's lunchbox. It's not going to be in here. Computer desk. Sack truck. Look at all these mugs. Mugs and jackets. Useful. Check out the break table. Check out individual jackets. Coral's toast box. Is it in the toast box? It is not in the toast box. Who knows what's festering at the bottom of this foul mug? I was kind of hoping it was an obsidian stone, but it's not. Gareth's chair. Gareth is, presumably one of the folks out there. Ivan's chair. It's not hiding under the hard hat. That's just hiding cards. Is it in the pen kit? No. Okay. What about this table? It's got Ted Tetra, the official C. Def stress relief toy. They've got a little smiley concrete fidget. I love it. That's ridiculous. Okay, so we've got some little books in here. Tangled cables, traditional office fare. It's not going to be in the computer. Oh, somebody has drawn a smiley on the post-it notes. We have located Ivan's chocolate stash. Again, not super helpful, but adorable. Indicating this is probably Ivan's desk. Hey, a less tangled VGA cable. Oh wait, what's on the computer? That post-it note is blank. I'm kind of angry about that. Okay, what's this? The tea station. There's a filing cabinet on the tea station? I mean, it doesn't have any files in it. It has tea. That seems appropriate. And they are almost out of that round of tea, so I guess that makes sense. Spoons? Yeah. I am not excited about that fact. Oh, I've already been here. I looked at those mugs. I don't seem to be able to go in the trash bin. Oh, but there's some more filing cabinets. I guess I should check them before I... Oh, no, I can't really zoom in on them. So maybe it's not here. Could be anywhere, really. What if it's in here? Inside the crane? Probably not, right? I should hope it's not inside the concrete mixer, but you never know. So many things I can click on here. None of them seem to have much in them. Still looking for this rock. I mean, it's probably inside the office somewhere, and I just missed it. Can I? Ooh. Is there anything in this upper office that I can actually click on? Doesn't look like it. Maybe it's in this box? Vending machine refills. What haven't I clicked on? Hard hats, boots, cricket equipment. already looked through here. Oh, I haven't looked in here. Maybe it's Coral's coat. Now that seems likely. That's not an obsidian stone at all. I wonder what kind of rock it is. Huh. I expected obsidian given the volcano.
Magic stones? I knew humans were superstitious, but I thought the fish folk would be
Pumice,
a bit more
perhaps?
savvy.
Superstition knows no bounds. Alright, well, we found that one. Thanks, Coral. That was a really interesting story.
I'm getting the scent of Grenkins again,
Ah,
Morris.
Gremkin time.
I'll pop up to let
Our
you know when
little
we're close to one.
Hiding good luck spirits. Okay, I've got somebody out here with a memory, so this is the Perseverance. Lance Dunstan, a fisherman. Let's find out what Lance knew about Samphire.
By the time Sam started as the harbour controller in '79, the fishing industry in Shelmerston was on its arse. No way to compete with those factory trawlers from the mainland, was there? Couldn't moor those things anywhere near the island, even if we had them. Of course, we were all smuggling, stands to reason, done it? There was no money. All those old fishing sheds on the quay, the ones the tourists like, were falling down. Whole place looked, pardon me, like a tip.
That's an expression I have not heard before. Alright, so we have some indication of lifespan, since this is set in 2018, 2019, I think. That was when it's when the game started. No telling how long it's actually been in game. They've actually brought that up a couple of times. Clearly not like a huge long time, but it could have been several years. We could be up to modern day by now. But if Samphire started as the harbor controller in '79, that's, you know, pretty comparable to a human lifespan if they started when they were a young adult. Working for 35, 40 years. So
It was a lot of trouble.
plenty
at first.
of
Sam trying to stick
stuff.
by the rules and catch us out any way they could, and us trying any which way to give her the runabout. Wasn't easy, mind you. She was smart, that Sam. You never knew when they
Oh,
were going to
interesting.
pop her head out of the water beside your tub. And to be fair to Sam, some of them smuggling boys were bad uns. Worse stuff than booze on some of them boats, and that's the truth. Probably no bad thing Sam put a stop to it.
Fascinating. So we have a switching here between she and they pronouns, which, by the way, my preferred pronoun set. So I wonder if that's conventional for fishfolk. Like, we don't have a sense yet, but I just really think that's so interesting, especially the switching back and forth. So it could either be that Sam used both, or that the humans saw her as she, but they preferred they, or it could be fishfolk convention in some other completely different way. Maybe the gender changed over time.
But in time, Sam started to see how things were, how we do things, and we came to an understanding of sorts. If Sam turned a blind eye to a bit of the decent stuff, the harmless stuff, then we'd report the worst of it. I mean, we all want to keep the seas safe, stands to reason. Plus, Sam was partial to a bottle or two of the sheep shank on occasion. Oh, yeah.
So So, alcohol works for fishfolk, not a guarantee. Sheepshank is the name of the local moonshine, brewed inside a historical wrecked boat over on the dock proper on the strand. So here we get sort of a sense of Sam taking it from a kind of dangerous rundown port where really like awful things were afoot. Probably various sorts of piracy. And as Lance said, unsavory types. Taking it back to a more like, okay, well maybe we can let some of the harmless stuff go, things that don't really actually hurt people. A bit of moonshine here and there isn't gonna kill anybody. Well, not if it's brewed properly. Be careful if you're brewing your own alcohol, and never ethyl and your ethylene alcohol. Don't do it. No, that stuff will actually send you blind, among other things. But you know, it doesn't actually hurt to have a local brewing situation if that's what people like. Like, alcohol is, I mean, I'm not going to call it the least harmful drug out there. That's probably pot. But, you know, it's not, well, like, why do you need it to be moonshine? Why can't you just sell it, right? Like, it's fine. So, the difference between moral and legal, you know? That kind of gray space.
Sam was sharp as a gutting knife. They made us hand over some of the, shall we say, dividends to fix up the quay. All them sheds and that. Make them into something we'd be proud of. Turn things around for Shelmerston, that did. Now we get more of those tourists since the big ferry started. And they love a day out on a boat. Can takes them all out, he does.
So, Sam actually was a big impetus in making Shelmerston into the tourist destination that it now clearly is. Just like Morris, actually.
At the same time, Sam organised a kind of work-sharing thing with the fish folk. Got some of them to swim along with the fishing boats, help them locate the biggest shoals. Gave those big trawlers with all their fancy radar gear a run for their money. We'll never be big players in the fishing down here. But thanks to Sam, we hold our own. Bless them.
And it seems like they facilitated relations with the local fish folk. I wonder how populous the fish folk are and how good their relations are in other parts of the world. I don't really know what I'm looking
I reckon
for in
I
all
still
that.
have a bottle or two of sheepshank stashed away at the museum. Don't suppose anyone will ever drink them now.
Well, you never know. People love an aged bottle of alcohol, especially if they don't know what it is. Now, to be clear, kids, do not take drugs if you don't know their source and always get them tested first. I'm not saying you should take illegal drugs, but if you decide to try them, be safe about it, as safe as you can be. And always get somebody more experienced to walk you through the process. And do the testing. I'm serious about that. People die from tainted drugs. And I don't mean just like tainted on purpose. I mean like cut with something that they're allergic to or that they're not ready for or whatever. Like, serious problems happen. Okay, so what are we looking for? A bottle of sheepshank. Alright. Alright. So, what do we got here? We're actually pretty stuck to this view. What was that? Oh, catch of the day. It's not a very good catch. Just a few. Maybe it's early morning. Here's our contraband. There's a false fish board. Oh, that's cute. Okay, so here's our contraband. Looks like we got bottles and bottles of sheepshank. We're looking for one in particular. Barrels of sheepshank. An oil drum of a sheep shank. Yeah, I don't think we're looking for that in particular. Extra secret compartment. Ah, here we go. 10-year sheep shank, the special reserve.
Ah, a different kind of spirit to the ones we've been looking for.
In my experience, most dogs dislike the smell of alcohol, but also do not try to get a dog drunk. That is actively poisonous for them. It's not good. I mean, it's poison for humans too, but it's a lot. Humans are bigger than dogs, okay? And they can tell you when they start to feel bad. Oh, I have no idea what this Gremkin is all about. Let's see if I can find it. Okay, can't look at the cleaning stuff. It wasn't in here, was it? Is there anything up top I can click on? Other than the catch of the day? Huh. Was it in here? Maybe it was in here. Ah, yeah. There we go. Haha. Gremkin spotted. I kind of wish Gremkins bore some resemblance to how we find them. I don't know, if I were designing this game, that's what I'd do. Alright. I think we're done with the Perseverance. Can we look at the Gruffman Super Goose? Cornelia Kircher started this luxury seaplane to fly her and her artist friends to Shelmerton for the sculpture park opening at Outram Hall. Anything in here? Oh, yes. Somebody down here. It's a fish person. A wild fish person. I guess that just means somebody who doesn't do dry cider stuff.
With a pod south of the Fire Isles. I believe the dry ciders call the larger one Shelmerston. It's where the ceremony happens for the dry cider to stop the world from cracking.
Oh, we're gonna get to learn more about Aggie, I guess.
Toast, and where I met the friend called Samphire.
Oh. So, apparently they're talking about a ring of volcanic islands, the Fire Isles. Makes sense. Where I first had toast.
I did not believe it at first. A food which snaps so dry. Then one morning at sunup, I followed the ship and caught a blackened slice as it arced into the water. This was the start of my lifelong love of toast.
Toast! I love the fish people so much. Oh, it's nice that the dry ciders tossed them some toast. Right? You know? Hey, you want some toast?
I saw Samphire on the dry side and came up out of the sea to ask them for toast. They asked me to put on some pants, but I refused to denigrate myself with dry-side fabric. No matter, I had brought some shiny coins with me that I found on the seabed and secreted in my swimming falls.
They asked me to put on some pants. It is true that fabric is not great for swimming. You know, swimsuits are made out of special synthetics for a reason. I mean, you can swim in fabrics for sure, but it drags as it gets wet, right? Like, it gets heavy. So they scooped up some coins from the seabed to come and buy toast. Oh, this is so cute. I'm really interested in the accent that they have. If they don't interact, like if this is the local fish person accent, and they don't interact much with humans, I wonder how much of an accent the, because Coral didn't seem to have this accent, but Coral had been out and working with humans for a long time, so.
Sam took me to their parents' toast shack, but they refused to serve me without clothes. They also told me that my shiny coins were unsuitable, too old. So Sam lent me some trousers, and I swept the toast shack in return for crispy slices. Sam taught me some of the ways of the dry-siders, but to be honest, I'm only interested in the toast. I never wanted to eat anything else. Sam understood this.
So, apparently Sam's pod, their parents ran the toast shack for a while. I wonder if that was how Sam came to work in the harbor, or if they started doing that after Sam made relations with the fishfolk better.
I spend my nights swimming through the black waters of the deepest ocean trenches. By day, I come up onto quayside and fill up on the finest crusted seedy bloomer, almost black, no butter.
Oh, I love it so much.
Oh, I could really go for a nice piece of toast right now. But, yeah, with butter.
Butter is good. Knows there is toast on the seaplane, he just knows it. Well, apparently there is. What do we got here? Little bedroom. That's a very plush bed. Oh, the stories it could tell. Oh no. I have so many worries. Little carry-on. It's a hat box. Trunk. Clothes. Backpack. Yoga mat. Pretty standard. Another hat box. A hat box full of sheepshank. The 10-year aged sheepshank. Ah, yes, okay, so it's Cornelia and what's his face? The Vernon Russet. Yes, one of the artists from the site. Drinking sheepshank's finest. Somewhere in here. We've got a Gremkin. Come to me. There it is. Well, there's no toast in this drinks cabinet. Is there toast on the tray table? Shockingly, no. Just cheese and tomatoes. Ew. Cheese and tomatoes. I guess some people like that. Just pretty standard seats. No seat belts, which is kind of... ugh. I would want seat belts in a plane. Is there toast inside the couch? Of course there's not. Is there toast inside the cabin? Or in the pilot area? Maybe inside the co-pilot's chair? Some Shelmerston sweets. What are these? They look like those sort of like chalky wafer things. I don't know. Got tea. Fruit tea. Oh, with actual fruit in it. Very nice. There's a Gremkin bauble. I kind of love it. No toast in the console. That's for the best. But really, where... I would expect the toast to be in this cockpit then. I want it to be here. It is not. They're not holding toast. It doesn't appear to be... I like that there's a little plane. I had taken this for a mirror, but I guess it's just a backdrop. But I like the shape of it. It's a cute idea. Really don't see toast. Got mixers. Maybe it's fallen behind the bed and I just didn't notice it back there. Oh, surely it's not inside a pillow. That would be a very upsetting place further to be toast. Why can I see inside the pillows? I don't want it to be in a pillow. Also, don't eat toast in bed, children. You will wind up with so many crumbs and it will be so uncomfortable. Okay, I'm very glad to report that the toast is not, in fact, inside a pillow or inside a mattress, it seems. Maybe I missed it in the luggage? What is this? Shaving kit. Ugh. Maybe it's in with one of the hats. I could have missed that. What was in this hat box? Oh, right. Sheepshank. Not toast, though. I don't see anything else it could be in here. I'll have to keep looking. Try the forward area again. Maybe there's toast in the bottom of the sweets bag? I don't see anything. No. Okay, back to the obvious place for there to be toast. Let's make absolutely sure that it isn't in the couch. It isn't in a pillow. Good. I'm glad it's not. I guess it could be in a chair. Oh, there's toast. Yay, toast. That's a joke. It's a kind of cheese, sort of. Okay.
It's
Toast
a shame, but it
found.
doesn't seem like there's a whole lot of toast on this side.
That is a very thin piece of toast. But Gook is right. There is toast on the plane. The Gruffman Super Goose. Alright, the Maisie Louise, a modern trawler with a refrigerated hold. It's registered here in Shelmerston, thus the SH number. She is actually Shelmerston's biggest fishing boat. Not a very large rig, but we won't hold that against her. Wow, full of fish. Winkle Bob! We've seen Winkle Bob before. So, a fisherman since he left school, like his dad before him, Bob has been fishing the waters around Shelmerston for 40 years. So, about as long as Sam was working the docks.
When I was a kid, I hated the annual Morlo cull. I was kept away and found excuses not to be there. Then, age 10, my dad marched me down to the beach with other men and put a knife in my hand. It was the worst day of my life. I saw Morlos slit from jaw to belly, more blood than you could imagine. I didn't sleep for months after.
Oh, don't hurt the manatees. They're so cute.
But you grow up, don't you? I never felt it right that we was killing Morlos, but what could I do about it? I was just a fisherman. One day I see Samphire, the new harbour officer, handing out leaflets on the quayside. Stop that cull.
Yeah. Stop the Morlo cull. Why are you culling Morlos?
I went along to that first meeting at the campsite. Greg Litherland was one of the other organisers. It was beautiful. So much hope around that campfire. When I spoke about the pain of the Morlo, it really felt like the young uns were listening.
So there's Greg, our previous ghost friend. Very autistic coded. I adore him, even if he is a bit judgmental. He was convinced that that Morris digging up the Bronze Age site is what caused Aggie to lose her grip on the island, on the volcano. I think it was probably just time. It has been, a few thousand years. Anyway, it's nice to see him here, animated and in communion with other people. We did see Save the Morlo flyers in Greg's stuff, so.
Me, Sam and Greg held regular events to raise funds for badges and patches. I was proud to wear mine on my best Gansey.
I guess Gansey means like sweater? I've not heard that word before. That's cool. It's probably a North Atlantic, Celtic, something. But yeah, heck yeah, save the Morlos, man.
There was quite a rift between us and the old guard. They felt the ban was an attack on our ways. Sam and me took a load of the fishermen out for a beer, and Sam made them listen. They really respected Sam. We got most of them on our side that way.
Seems like Sam was a really good diplomat and a really nice people person. I would have liked to know Sam. I'm looking forward to the conversation with them at the end of this.
By 87, we finally felt like we had enough support to push for change. So the week before the morlos showed up, we organised a mass dying on the beach. There were loads of us lying down on that sand. Islanders, fishermen, fishfolk all together. And the press showed up, and the mainland TV, and for the first time in 500 years, we stopped that cull.
Good for them. Heck yes. Stop the cull. Now, I don't know why they're killing morlos, and there is probably a reason it started. Maybe the morlos were overpopulated in certain times. 500 years is a long time to have that tradition. And honestly, stopping a cull is not the same thing as saying that you can never hunt. I think that there's probably a medium ground to be found in some kind of this. If it was about food, I think that would make sense. But it also sounds like they mostly did fish anyway, other than the big cull every year. So I think this is kind of great, and it shows exactly how mass action really can work. If you get the public on your side, if you get the people on your side, you really can affect change at a local level and from there on a systemic level. You really just have to talk to people, make them understand why it's important. That's what I try to do anyway. I guess we're looking for a stop the Morlo
I'm
pin
so
or
glad
badge.
we don't do that cull anymore. I was proud of Sam and that lot when they finally made the old uns see sense. And, well, I did my part. Held a lot of those early meetings at the museum we did.
Oh, he's had the museum that long. Very nice. So, okay, we're looking for a Save the Morlo badge. I like it. Let's check out if anything's in the big net. Nothing's in the big net. What else have we got that we can click on out here? A lot of buoys. Whee! Some life jackets. Doesn't look like we can go in that other crate. There's a box of floats. Otter boards, sometimes called trawl doors. These large metal things keep the mouth of the trawl net open as it passes along the sea. I've never heard of that, but I bet it's real. I don't know much about fishing. Never a sport that interested me much. I'm sure I would learn if I had to. Got a little toolbox over here. Anybody else? Box of buoys. Seems like it, unless maybe these buckets. Oh, yep, something in the bucket. It's just more buoys. But maybe it's not on the back deck. It's probably not on the back deck. Hold line can hold up to 7 tons of refrigerated fish. Yipes. That's a lot of fish. $2,500,000 fish fingers. It's a big old trawler. And we've got Harry Tuft. Got some desks here. Oh, these are the controls for the boat, not the desk. He's done it again! Miles Humboldt, Shelmerston's most famous sporting superstar, did it on Thursday when he competed the final lap of the Shelmerston course in the Sheller World Cup to be crowned world champion for the 5th time. Volcano continues to cause alarm. Last week it was announced that the Queen of the Isles would be suspending service, and tomorrow's crossing would be the last for the foreseeable future. Wow, things really have progressed, haven't they? So we have our local sporting event. Radio. Oh, this looks promising. But apparently not. Got all kinds of gadgets in there. You can apparently look at the chair. Don't expect anything fun in there. Really looked like the radio was the right place for this kind of gremkin, but it isn't lighting up, so maybe there's another radio somewhere else. Wee rab. Lunch. Yum. Actually, that sounds really good right now. Dessert is a wilty banana. It's not too soft. Totally. It's not even breadable yet. Oh my. A burger for breakfast. Burger for dinner. What is this, 11sies? Oh, this is the chips. Chips in the British sense, of course. Oh, looks like we've got a half-eaten banana under here. That's not great. That's gonna stink real bad in a while. Okay, so here's the galley proper. There's pizza in the booth, though I admit I personally would go for the burgers over mushroom and olive pizza. The lockers. A whole bunch of bananas. Looking much less worn. Winkle Bob's backpack. Oh, this is promising. Save the morlos! Ta-da!
Oh, I love morlos. Such gentle creatures.
Looks like Winkle Bob prefers a slightly healthier lunch. Got a sandwich in there. Some crisps. Bananas. Somebody's got a stash of alcohol. Whiskey and toothbrush every night before bed. Oh. I don't know how old that joke is, brushing your teeth with whiskey. I can't say I like it. Anything interesting in the head? Not really. They're saving their toilet paper rolls to recycle them, though. Hey, look. What's this? The fridge with what looks like a radio on top. Yeah, there we go. Ta-da! Gremkin time. Yep, yep. I just wanted to see what was on the fridge. It looks like they're all dressed up as like lobsters and stuff. Thanks, Winklebob. Good getting to know ya. So these are our seismologists, Doug and Angie. They've been studying here for several years now. So they're not sure if they should leave. It's okay, you'll be alright. I'll make sure of it. The scourge of the Shelmerston main, sailing the high seas in search of ships to board and treasure islands to plunder. Is our Bergonzi folks, so Bumbleton of the deep, the dread sea beast rises from the sea to breathe flames upon the unsuspecting Royal Navy crews, incinerating them instantly. It's Anthony Bergonzi, I think his name is, keeping a key. One Eye Arthur Yellowbeard. Arthur isn't sure what keel hauling is, but it sounds really piratey. Dread Captain Bergonzi. Is this Pig? Hey, Pig! He's a cannonball. That's so cute. Okay, so what else we got? Is there somebody here? Queen of the Isles. Aha! I see you. The captain of Queen of the Isles, Blythe Tonkian. And probably the toucan from that picture of karaoke. I think this is the first time we've gotten to listen to a bird person.
I first met Sam when I sailed the new ferry, the Queen of the Isles, into harbor. Of course, I'd heard of the fishfolk, but I'd never met one. Sam was an amazing pilot. Knew the waters better than any boatman. It was strange steering a course for someone actually in the water, but we never went wrong with Sam to guide us in.
Again, interesting choice of accent. Very fascinating. I don't know, from the style of them, I kind of pictured the bird folk as Japanese tourists, and then from the way they were named, I thought maybe Pacific Islander. But this accent is kind of American, kind of.
Next time I was in Shelmerston, we went for a drink at the Camel. I'm more into bats than beer, but Sam was intriguing, and the atmosphere in there was great. Like a warm nest. Great band, too. Awesome sousaphone player. I think we got on because we were both a little bit on the outside of things.
It's definitely trying to be an American accent, and a particular one at that. Like, it feels a little bit Texas almost, but it's not quite there, which is actually great for a non-existent type of person. I love it. I don't know if it was
Sam invited me over for toast and hot chocolate. Honestly, hot chocolate doesn't do it for me. But the toast, that multi-seed bread. Sam made the best toast. I told Sam that next to a good cuttlefish bone, that it was my favorite snack.
Wow. Cuttlefish don't have bones, do they? They're cephalopods. I guess they have beaks. Birds don't usually eat bones. Well, I guess, like, owls will consume the bones, for sure. Fish bones are really bendy, and I'm sure that birds who eat fish eat them. Toucans, which which this bird looks very distinctly toucan-ish, are... I actually don't know what they eat. I thought it was fruit. I guess I could check. Maybe they also eat fish? Maybe it doesn't matter because it's a bird person, not a bird. So I guess fish folk and bird folk can share their love of toast.
I stayed over. In the morning, we went for a walk along the beach. And just as the sun was rising, I took them flying on my back. We
So
went
bird folk can
up
fly.
and looked
Nice.
down over the
It's
island.
not a guarantee.
Sam wasn't scared at all. They said it was like swimming through the air.
Yeah, I suppose it would be.
It was on the next trip to Shelmerston. We just sighted land when Sam's head popped out of the water right beside my berth and passed me a fresh cuttlefish bone, carved especially for me.
Oh. Friendship cuttlefish, and I guess that does look like a beak.
When we moved in together, it was the best day of my whole life. I put that cuttlefish bone on my bedside table within beak reach. I still look at it every day, every single day.
How romantic. That's such a cute story. I love it so much.
I just remembered that time Blythe and I did a duet at the karaoke. I can't believe I agreed to it. Must have had a few too many. I never knew how Sam and Blythe met.
That's so cute. I love it so much. Cribbage. I've still never figured out how to play cribbage. Someday, maybe I'll learn. It's one of those few board games that just eludes me. I've learned much more complex board games. I think maybe the problem is everything is so streamlined. I don't know what that is, but I bet. Aha, yep. Something in here. How do I get them to do that? I need those fish to be kind of there-ish. But oh. Here we go. Kipper-tastic. Okay. Well, we found the Gremkin, but where is the bedroom? Is this the bedroom? Captain's private cabin. Can't zoom in. Wheelhouse. I don't want to go to the captain's private cabin, please. That's where all the tourists are. That's the wheelhouse. Oh, that's the private cabin. Where's the bed? Oh, there's another Gremkin in here. I don't know if I'm gonna bother finding it. My goodness. There's so much. Taps. More bird people. Tea. Chips. Well, crisps. My bad. Oh, these monkey artists playing Jenga. Another of the artists, I think. Hector Leclerc. These are some of the yoga folks. Jennifer's bag. Got anything interesting in your bag? No. Oh, you have a light bulb. Why do you have a light bulb? Pool table. Well, okay. The wheelhouse, maybe it's on the console. I wouldn't be surprised. Oof. There's a Gremkin here that I apparently found. Not going out of my way to find these. Not afraid. But alright, come on. There we are. Oh, that is way too big to be a cuttlefish bone. Cuttlefish beak. Oh, that's so cute.
Oh, I used to love finding these on the beach.
Okay. That is all the memories we need to bring back Samphire's spirit.
Sam, this is an easy scent profile. I'm coming, Sam.
So now we need to release the hound. Let's go pump some psychos. That did not come out good. Sorry about that. No, what I mean is that Sparky is our psycho pump. What else we got? Some. That as a psychopomp, the psyche, the soul, is being led, paraded. How many we got? What are we waiting for? Oh, okay, we got it. Hello, Samphire. Of course, when you're swimming right side up doesn't matter much. Eating some toast. Hi, Sam.
Ahoy there, Samphire.
Morris and Sparky! Oh, lovely to see you both. What can I do for you two?
Well, we wanted to ask you something. It's about Aggie.
She doesn't have long left now, does she? Poor thing.
No, not long at all. We were hoping you might replace her as custodian.
Oh, Morris. I spent years of my life as harbormaster trying to keep people from meddling with nature. I don't feel any differently now. I'm appreciative of all Aggie has sacrificed for us, but the island spirit isn't evil. It just needs to erupt from time to time. And if it needs to now, let it, I say. Let nature do what it must. As the fishfolk say, the tides will tell.
Yeah, Sam, I hear that. I really do.
No! No, Morris. We can't just give up.
Now, we'll talk about this in a bit, Sparky. Sam, it's always good to see you. Will you be around later?
I think I will. A volcanic eruption is a rare and beautiful thing. I think I'd like to see it.
I like Sam. Nature is beautiful, and we should try to preserve it. I'm not sure I love the idea of, letting the volcano erupt with so many people there, but knowing that there's an afterlife does change things some.
Okay, we just need to talk to Aggie. She'll know what to do.
Oh,
No,
good, we get to talk
Sparky.
to Aggie. I'm so
I've been
excited.
thinking about
No,
it.
please.
I think Samphire's right. I
I
think
want to
it's
talk to
maybe
Aggie.
time
I really
let
want to
them
talk
know.
to Aggie.
No, Morris. It's not.
No, it's all right, Sparky girl. It's over. This isn't my town anymore. The only ones around here who remember me are ghosts.
That's not true.
No, it is. But that's all right. Truly it is. Everything for a season and all that. And I miss the people I knew. The people who've moved on. I want to see them again. I think I will take Pete Nochop on his offer and head into the west with him. Shelmerston doesn't need Morris Lupton any longer.
Morris Lupton, you will not give up. You have been granted a precious responsibility and you will honor it.
Sparky?
I'm sorry about that. Remember when I told you I was mostly Sparky? I am, but mostly.
Then what else are you?
I am the rock that you stand on.
Oh, it's the island
wood
spirit.
you people built this town from. The magma bubbling beneath your feet. I am Shelmerston. And right now I want to erupt. But I have also made connections to the things that live here. Connections I want to keep alive. I need you, Morris.
Right. Well,
And I'm still your Sparky. And I need you, Morris. We all do.
oh, Sparky.
I know you feel forgotten. I know you want to move on. I do too, but I can't until I wrap up this last bit of unfinished business. Will you try one last avenue with me? If we still can't find a solution, then I'll be done. It'll all be done, and we can go into the West together. Please.
All right, Sparky. One last try. But who else is there to talk to?
Aggie.
Aggie? But where is she? Oh, she's everywhere, isn't she?
She is, but I can sniff her out. I just need some mementos.
But where would we find mementos?
The Bronze
for
Age
that?
dig! Yes! Ah, I'm so excited!
Of course.
Back to your museum,
Aw.
Morris.
I mean, I do want to see the museum too. Not gonna lie. Museum we did not get to look around very much. But I really want to see the dig! Ah, maybe we'll get to see it as part of that. I am super excited for the end of this game. I wasn't sure whether we would be finishing this time, but it looks like no. Looks like we've got another round of chatting around. And I am super stoked. All right, folks, thank you so much for coming along. And I will see you, will I see you next weekend? I might have a thing I have to do. Oh no, that's fine. I will see you next weekend for what is possibly the end of this game, where we'll be exploring
Ah,
Morris's
well,
own
it's
work.
reopened. Well, I suppose that's good.
I wonder who's
You
in
need
charge.
to keep up the footfall. Everything has to move on.
Well, yes, but, you know, it is still your museum, Morris. It wouldn't
Look
be
at the
here without
look
you.
at the
I
Morlo.
was
I
never
understand
my
the
museum,
Morlo
Sparky.
now. Oh, it's so
It
much
was
fun coming back to this
Shelmerston.
after having played the rest of the
It's
game.
changing, but
It won't
know,
replay me this conversation, so I'm
think
gonna
it
let it play
should.
through here.
so what happens now? How do we find 4,000-year-old memories?
Ah, come with me, Morris. There's one more thing I ought to show you.
Ooh,
Okay, Sparky.
lovely. Oh, I love it. Okay, so here we go. Thank you so much for following along, and I will see you next week for possibly the end of this game. Keep learning, friends.